Do you feel like getting too comfortable and lazy and not getting any fulfillment in life? At the end of this video, you will probably understand why. My name is Nadia, and here I talk about personal branding, self-development, and traveling. So consider subscribing. So to discover your full potential, you actually need to dream big. When you dream big, then you have some goals which you want to achieve, and then you always have to learn more and more, and you have to constantly go beyond your comfort zone, so to say. And if you don't do it, then you're satisfied with what you have, you don't want to develop anymore, but then you're basically consuming what you already achieved, yeah? And at some point, what you've gained, yeah, may be wasted, and then you are left with nothing. So there are 2 points, yeah? First, that going beyond your comfort zone is good for your development, and second, that it's good for your impressions, for your resources, for your life, yeah, that you can do more and more, that you can learn more and more, that you can give more to society, to people around, you can help people much more than before. So there is no such thing as stopping your development. Yeah, if you stop your development, then you start to degrade. So there is only one way, yeah? Or okay, 2 ways. You stop development, then you degrade, or you develop, yeah? And it's obvious which way is better and more fun. Going beyond your comfort zone makes you very energetic, makes you very joyful. You enjoy life. And being lazy and kind of comfortable with what you have is boring. You don't get to learn something new, you don't have new experiences in life. It's really like dying in a way. Discomfort, challenge make you energetic. Everything you do is either inside or outside your comfort zone. Inside take little or no effort to do, and there is no mental resistance in doing something. The more you go outside your comfort zone, the more mental resistance you get to do something. There are things which are good for you, but they are within your comfort zone, like brushing your teeth, for example. You do it every day, you don't even pay attention to it, it's not taking any effort, and it's good for you. At the same time, there are things outside your comfort zone which are good for you, like going to a gym to exercise. It's not so comfortable, you have to drive somewhere, you have to exercise, you get some pain, yeah? But still, it's good for you. So, it's not about getting rid of your comfort zone. You should also keep your comfort zone, because there are a lot of things within this comfort zone that you need to do. The more you stay in comfort zone, the narrower it becomes. Things that were pretty easy before become more difficult. And successful people, they know about it. Therefore, they always concentrate on self-development. I have a video on the habits of successful people, which I recommend to watch as well after this video. I'll put a link below in the description. I also have a video on how to stay productive working from home. This also helps, yeah?
not to get lazy, especially when you work from home. It's very easy to distract yourself with different things. I'll put a link below as well. So you constantly have to do things that are outside of your comfort zone in order to keep it from shrinking. And yeah, achieving your goals means doing something that is not very comfortable. The best way to see this discomfort is to understand that this is some learning process. It's not just an obstacle, it's a lesson. And you are growing your mental muscles by overcoming those obstacles. The longer you stay outside your comfort zone, the more natural it becomes. And eventually it turns into a comfort zone.
I had a few cases where I went out of my comfort zone, and each time I learned something new. When I was a teenager, I went to Alaska as an exchange student for 1 year. And okay, Alaska is a comfortable place, I should say, but still it's a different culture, it's a different language. There are different people, basically nobody you know. Your parents are not there, your friends are not there. So in this way, it's not very comfortable. And there are a lot of things you don't understand, yeah, culturally, and you have to learn. It's very challenging, so to say, but I felt like I really learned a lot from it, and I also gained a new family and new friends. And after 1 year, I felt like a completely different person. I felt more international, so to say. I didn't feel anymore like Russian, but more, and not even American, but more like, yeah, I started to think more about the whole world, about the whole mankind, yeah, and I wanted to do something for people, no matter which country they live in. So this was quite an experience. And I remember I did a bungee jump in Greece. It was 70 meters going to the water at the very end. 70 meters, 70. That's pretty high. And I know quite many people that don't dare doing such things. To me, I didn't feel much fear. Yeah, maybe at the very end when they let you go and you feel like there is nothing, to hold on. And this very last moment, I felt a little bit like uncomfortable, but mostly I felt pretty comfortable. But this letting go and then jumping into the space, I felt a lot of excitement, but also like, wow, this is really going beyond my comfort zone. But I did. And if you do it correctly, you jump like in the swimming pool, like with your head down. And basically you're like, you feel like a bird hanging there in the air. And then at some point you're going down with speed. It's such a joyful experience. And of course I checked the equipment and the company. It was some Swiss company, and I trusted that the equipment should work. So I didn't worry that much about that. But it was exciting. Each time you go beyond your comfort zone, you feel really good afterwards. For me, also public speaking was always a challenge. And at some point, when I was like 18, I realized if I want to be useful for people, if I want to influence the world in a good way, I have to speak, actually. Yeah, I have to communicate. This is how I started to open up in this way, because as a child I was really closed and introvert and never wanted to do any kind of public speaking. But now also I had cases when I worked as a translator that I would translate on stages with few hundreds and up to like 200, 2,000 people. And yeah, and then you get used to it and you don't then take it personally actually, because it's not personal. You do your work. It doesn't matter if people are watching you. You should fulfill your work, and the same with everything. Yeah, even it's uncomfortable, but it's good to do. You learn a lot. You give a lot of value to other people, and that's the point actually of everything we do. I remember also when I went to Germany, speaking German was also kind of hard, because when you speak a foreign language, then you always would make some mistakes and people would laugh at you. But if you don't take it seriously, then it's also okay. But it's a bit uncomfortable from time to time. I also had cases when I quitted my job because I felt like it's not bringing any more good to me, any development. I had like two promotions, yeah, and in one company, and then in a few years I felt like, yeah, that's it. I cannot develop anymore, and it felt like I want to do more. I want to discover the world more, and the job didn't give me much flexibility. I couldn't travel that much, yeah, and I wanted to travel. And later I traveled a lot, and also with friends, and we didn't sleep much, and we had really had exciting travelings in not very comfortable conditions, I would say. This was also going beyond my comfort zone because I was completely tired and uncomfortable all the time, but it felt really good. It was a lot of like, it was the feeling like having a party all the time, having a celebration of something. And yeah, this was also going beyond my comfort zone. And I also had cases when I decided to quit a relationship, um, because it felt like, yeah, it feels comfortable, a bit lazy, yeah, but it's not bringing anywhere anymore. And I felt like it's best for both of us to let it go and to, um, yeah, to discover something new and to get more energy, more inspiration somewhere else with somebody else. And this is also uncomfortable and not an easy decision when it feels so comfortable, you know. And I really support partnerships. I think people learn a lot when they are together with, you know, um, in cases, of course, when it's like a healthy partnership. But then at some point, there can be cases when it's good to be honest and to see that you're not planning to stay together forever, and then you're being honest when you say it's time to to go our own ways. Yeah? Also going beyond a comfort zone, I would say, and I did that, and everybody can decide when it's time, when it's not, to maybe to change your job or to change your loving partner. And of course, it's good to always stay thankful to all the experiences you had and all the work experience you had, all the experience you had with your friends and your partner. Being thankful for that, even though some things were not easy, but you learned a lot and you became a different person. And this is because of this other person who went with you through this experience. So being thankful to whatever comes in your life, whatever maybe difficulty or obstacle, embracing this should be a very like healthy way of approaching your life.
What is this that you're not doing because of the fear of failure? Public speaking, new relationship, new business? In the description below I'll put my checklist on how to start an online business to make it easier for you. And I would like to hear from you in the comments. What is this that you are afraid to do? Embrace uncertainty. Nothing is permanent anyway. The more great things you do, the richer you are, and your life becomes meaningful, joyful, and useful for others. Going beyond your comfort zone opens up a lot of new opportunities for you. Be vulnerable. Take this first step. Find the courage within you. Be fearless. Trust space. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Live the life you want to live. Live the dreams you want to have. Disregard any discomfort. Know that you can take more risk to achieve your goals.